I'm using these as ceiling Atom speakers. They handles 100 WRMS no prob. And sound great in this role. Moved into our new home this past weekend and the front channel speaker connectors were mounted high on the wall, meaning I would no longer be able to use my floor standing tower speakers. Decided to give these little Polks a try since I was short on cash to be spending for more AV gear, and these blew me away. They are loud and clear and have great range for their size. Very well constructed. Glad I gave these a shot. Good product. I use these as rear center mounts in a 7.2 system. Got these to complete an Atmos setup in my home theater space. I wasn't ready to do in-ceiling speakers just yet, and this provides a great viable option to avoid that. The mounting options and ease of hookup are great, and they provide a nice overhead sound with the rest of my setup. Going to buy another pair and mount behind the listening position in anticipation of getting an 11.2 receiver. Perfect replacement for old Onkyo ceiling speakers. 1/4 20 thread easy mount option for me. Got these Polk combs this week. I have them wall mounted at 60 inches in my apartment. Running them on my Denon AV amp, Blitz Wolf soundbar and Sony 100-watt subwoofer, and the sound is amazing. I was lucky enough to get these the other day when they were on special for $99, so keep an eye out for the price drop now and then. Very happy with these. They replaced some older Bose satellite speakers and sound much better. 2 thumbs up on these. Great sound from these. Love how they mount in different positions. They seem to be built very well and the sound is amazing. You won't get much to any bass, but as height speakers or surrounds they work great. Very clear and loud. I'm using them as Dolby Atmos overhead heights and they do an amazing job with the sound. Great speakers, they sound much better than the smaller Polk surrounds that I had. I'm using 4 of them with a center speaker and a little 8 inches subwoofer for 5.1 surround setup. I mounted them in the corners of my room by using just regular drywall screws. There is no need to buy extra wall brackets. I also think they look very stylish and are not an eyesore like some other wall speakers are. There may be better sounding speakers, but for the low price these are perfect. I use them as bookshelf speakers, PC desk, they sound really clear. And they're heavy for the size, the plastic enclosure made very thick. Yes, they can be used as bookshelf speakers, just don't expect a lot of bass. There's some bass, light and clear kind of bass, which I like them like that sometimes. I do have Polk 10 inches powered subwoofer goes with them, but sometimes I don't feel like heavy bass, so the sub turned off. Just give them a few weeks of listening for them to break in. This review is based on these being used for surround use only, Atmos front specifically. These work amazingly as my front 2 Atmos speakers. I get a definite improvement with Atmos blurries compared to before. I can feel the scenes overhead rather than from my speakers. For $100 you can't beat these as improvised Atmos speakers. Give them a shot. As for more details, continue reading. My system is a 5.1.2 system where I used HTD level 3s for the fronts in the Infinity Primus P163 for the 2 surrounds, a Rhythmic LV12R for my sub, and I added a pair of the OWM3 as my 5.1.2 Atmos speakers tilted just slightly on top of my speakers so the sound reflects off my roof in front of my ears more or less. I had zero expectations before setting up just due to these not being Atmos speakers and the install being improvised at best. I set crossovers to 200 Hz, which lets my better more expensive front do most of the heavy lifting and just the Atmos sounds are pushed through these. Click link in description for more reviews.